hype me. Oh my gosh. Worst co-host ever. Hey guys. So I finally have an update, I think, on all the health stuff that I talked about like back in April and probably all the way back to like January when I started the channel. My health stuff. And I haven't talked about it in a while just because like we still didn't know what was going on. You guys knew when I had the double endoscopy or the upper and lower endoscopy. Basically, I didn't talk about it much after that because we didn't know anything. And so for those of you who haven't been around through all that, basically it started back in November. And up until then, I felt really, really good. I was running 5Ks. I was getting into like kind of the best shape I'd been in a long time. I was going to the gym every day. I was running every day. And I got sick one day. And it was the morning of the last 5K that I ran. And I woke up and I had a fever of like 99. That night I had a fever of 105.6. And I didn't go to the doctor because Patrick had had a fever of 105 earlier that week, and we had taken him to the doctor, and the doctor was like, oh, it's not really that big a deal, and had us give him Advil and Tylenol, and he had gotten over it pretty quickly. And so I just did the same thing. I didn't want to go to the ER. I stayed in bed. I took Advil and Tylenol, but my fever didn't go away. And I had that fever for it didn't stay that, sorry, I've got hair like everywhere now. You're shedding. Basically, I had that fever for 2 months. And finally at the end of December, and it wasn't high the whole time. It didn't stay at 105. It went down to like 101, 102, 100, and just kind of hung out there. And I went to the doctor a whole bunch of times, and they ran a whole bunch of tests, and no one could figure out what was wrong. They thought maybe it was a kidney thing because in the past I've had problems with my kidneys. Like when I was pregnant with Tessie, I was on antibiotics for kidney stuff for 5 months. But everything looked perfect. Every single test was pretty much normal. I just had this fever that wouldn't go away. And then right before Christmas, I saw another doctor who happened to be in the office when my doctor wasn't. And I had a sinus infection too, on top of everything else when I went in. And she gave me a Z-Pack for the sinus infection and kind of rushed me out of the office because she didn't want to deal with it. And when she gave me that Z-Pack, the fever went away. I felt better for like a week. And then the GI problem started like the next week. And pretty much that was when things got really bad. I mean, things were already not great, but then I started feeling really, really bad all the time, and I lost like 20 pounds really, really fast, and I had constant pain like right about here that I talked about a lot. I whined about a lot when I first started this channel, and I thought that it was my gallbladder. I'd seen like my mom and dad both get their gallbladders out. I was sure it was my gallbladder, and they like did 2 ultrasounds on my gallbladder because my doctor thought it was my gallbladder too. They did the hidda scan, and it came back as like really, really high, not low. And finally my doctor sent me to a gastroenterologist, and they did the upper and lower scan, and the only thing they could see was inflammation. So through all of this and all the different stuff, basically that was it, just inflammation and nothing else. And the whole time I was feeling really, really, really sick and a ton of pain, like right here in my back the whole entire time, right next to my spine and ribs. And every single time that I would eat anything, it was intensely painful, which is basically a big part of why I was able to lose 40 pounds. I would like to say that it was like amazing self-control, but when it feels like you're being like punched really, really hard over and over again, like 5 minutes after you eat, it definitely helps with the self-control. That pretty much was the last like 8-9 months, was not knowing what was going on. And in the midst of all this, I was seeing a doctor at the College of Osteopathic Manipulative Medicine that I've seen for my back for a couple of years. I've seen her for a couple of years, and she was kind of watching me go through all this. I'd see her like once a month, and she would adjust my back because in college I ruptured L5-S1, and she was seeing me feel like worse and worse and worse. And finally she said, there's a doctor here and I want you to go see him. I'm gonna like write the referral and you need to see him. He does stomach stuff, and I know you're going to see gastro, but I think you need to see this doctor. And I was kind of skeptical. Like, I'm already going to CGI. I don't think that, but I was also really, really desperate. And so I went, and I saw him a couple months ago, and he listened to the whole entire thing, and right away he latched on to that I had been on antibiotics for 5 months when I was pregnant with Tessie 2 years ago, and that I'd been in the hospital for 4 days and had been on a Rocephin and antibiotic drip for 4 days before that, and then the 5 months of antibiotics. And he asked if I'd taken probiotics, and I was like, yeah, I'd taken probiotics. And he was like, what kind? And I'm like, just what I found like at this grocery store, not like the kind in the fridge, just like whatever was at the grocery store. And I'd taken them like, inconsistently. I'd take it like for a month. I'd taken it like a month at a time, and like when I got sick I took it for like a month again. So I did take it for like those 5 months, and then I took it when I got sick. I take it for like a month, and it didn't really seem to help at all. It didn't make a difference, and so I stopped taking it when I ran out of it, basically. So he said there were more tests that he could do for various things, but the first thing that he wanted me to do was take this really, really, really powerful probiotic. And he thought that might be the cause. And the other thing was that I told him was during the time when I was sick, between January and now. There were a couple times when I got strep, and they put me on Z-Paks again, and each time they put me on the Z-Pak again, all the stomach problems went away for about a week. And the stomach problems were pretty intensely horrible. And I would be fine for that week when I was on the Z-Pak, and about a week afterwards, and then it would come back again, and I would be sick again. And the pain would go away for like a week, and then I would be sick again. So that was part of this whole like mystery thing. And he said that he thought that being on the antibiotics for the 5 months when I was sick with Tessie, that had killed off everything good, and that bad things had come back in its place over the last couple of years, and that everything was just really, really messed up, and that was what was causing all of the pain, and that probably the pain here was my gallbladder, not in a way that they could see, but that it wasn't behaving the way that it should because of the problems with my gut, and that he wanted me to take this probiotic. The probiotic arrived the other day, and I was not like overly optimistic, I'll admit. I didn't really expect it to work. I started taking it 5 days ago, and I definitely did not expect it to start working quickly. By the 3rd day, I would say that how much pain I was in has been reduced by like 50% already. Like my gallbladder, where my gallbladder is, this place right here that has hurt intensely for like almost 8 months now, is like at least half, maybe 3/4 on today's day 5, and I would say it's like 3/4 the pain. Like it's just a dull ache. And before, if I ate chicken or eggs or any sort of like protein or fatty things, it would be like so much worse. And now it's there were a couple times where like I was with the kids and I ate something that they were having that before would have hurt me intensely, and like waited for it and nothing. It doesn't hurt at all. I'm so happy. I'm so amazed that it could happen, that it could feel this much better. Like I totally didn't think it was gonna work. I was desperate and I was trying it and was like, yeah, I'll try it, because I'll try anything at this point, because I mean, I have already tried probiotics, but yeah, sure, I'll try these pills that you're giving me, but I didn't think anything was gonna work. I thought it was just gonna like hurt forever at this point, because it's been so long. I know it hasn't been that long. I know people live with chronic pain for years. I mean, heck, when I hurt my back, it hurt for like 3 years before it even started to get better at all. But yeah, I'm pretty amazed that after 5 days on this probiotic, I feel as much better as I do, and I am cautiously optimistic at this point that he's actually right, and that this is it, and I'm really excited. You can't see Kitty sitting here like glaring at me. Kitty, why do you glare at me all the time? You have a lot of attitude. That is the update. I think you might be right. I can't believe that. I mean, I guess I can believe that it sounds like maybe it was from those 5 months of antibiotics like 2 years ago. That is my update. That is my little health update, and I'm so happy to be able to finally give it to you, and finally kind of, I mean, I know we don't really know, but like it kind of feels like finally maybe kind of knowing, which is nice and amazing. And yeah, because I need to be able to keep up with these kids. I need to be able to keep up with Maggie and Tessie and, well, really all of them. And I felt good enough today that I actually went out and painted 2 of the dining room table chairs, and I only have 3 to go, which is, I don't know if you can see it, I got paint in my hair, I have paint on my jeans, I have paint on my hands, I have paint everywhere. But yeah, it's a start. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. I'm really happy that I had an I'm really happy that I had a happy update finally on this whole thing. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Hit like, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.